Detoxing for dry January, Austin is the best beer city in the world, and a new liquor-based perfume. I'm Russell Davis, and this is Industry Network News. Need another reason to detox? It's called Dry January. An estimated 4.2 million people are currently taking the entire month of January to focus on their health going into the new year. The event, now 8 years strong, is organized by Alcohol Change UK. It is the organization's mission that with a month of clarity, participants will take the chance to reevaluate their relationship with alcohol. Many have claimed having a month free of booze improves sleep, helps in weight loss, and generally makes you feel better. The event has even gained support from an airline, Virgin Atlantic. The airline announced their new in-flight menu dedicated to low and non-alcoholic drinks. Virgin Atlantic has collaborated with non-alcoholic spirits brand Seedlip and Australian vermouth producer Regal Rogue to bring the new menu aboard for the entire month of January. Sazerac now has 19 new brands under its umbrella. In an undisclosed purchase price, Sazerac acquires a slew of brands from New York-based spirits producer Star Industries, who will continue to oversee production during a transition period that could last 6 months. The news comes just as Sazerac announced it'll take up its stake in India's John Distilleries Private Limited, purchasing 20% more of the company from Gaja Capital, totaling Sazerac's share at 43%. Sazerac now owns 19 of Diageo's brands. Cannabis is on track to be an even bigger force than previously anticipated. According to one of the industry's top analysts, cannabis is poised to be an $80 billion industry in the US in 2030. Just as the law is continuing to broaden in the US and other countries, so are the mindsets of beverage brands. This leads to more and more brands experimenting with the ingredient. One major brand investment was Constellation Brands' $4 billion investment in Canopy Growth, anticipating Canada's legalization of edible cannabis this fall. Molson Coors is also preparing a new portfolio of cannabis-infused beverages, projecting the cannabis drinks industry could hit $3 billion in Canada. Products already on the market, such as Winebis, which combines cannabis without the THC with wine, ships within Europe currently and contains 9.5% ABV. Rebel Coast is selling a cannabis-infused wine in California that contains no alcohol at all. Blue Moon Belgian wheat founder Keith Villa launched Seria Brewing at the end of last year that's said to be creating a non-alcoholic beer that includes 5 milligrams of THC. Beverage firm Anheuser-Busch InBev invested $50 million in medical cannabis firm Tilray to study cannabinoidal and THC-infused non-alcoholic drinks. The investments, which AB InBev made through its Labatt Breweries of Canada subsidiary, Labatt president Kyle Norrington mentioned this is part of the firm's commitment to remain ahead of emerging consumer trends. Despite legalization steady expanding state to state, Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy told CNBC that he isn't yet able to guarantee that it is legal, safe, and consumable. During 2018 alone, investments in the North American cannabis market topped $10 billion, and that number is expected to grow even higher this year. Austin, Texas has been ranked as the #1 beer destination in the world. According to a new survey from VinePair, Austin beat many beer admired cities such as Berlin and New Orleans. VinePair wrote that Austin has the most craft breweries in Texas, noting it is the home to some of the country's best lager brewers, such as Live Oak, Austin Beer Garden, and Austin Beer Works. It starts with wine. That's the title to Amazon's new documentary series announced Monday. The documentary series, produced by New York-based production company Wine Enthusiast Media, has teamed up with Amazon Prime Video to showcase celebrated winemakers, producers, and chefs from all over the world. Jay Spalletta, executive producer and vice president of Wine Enthusiast, said turning to Amazon Prime for the series was the best way to convey these stories. Episode 1 features Chef Francis Melman, who just released his own wine range made from grapes grown at his vineyard in Mendoza's Uco Valley. Chef Malman will work with Italian winemaker and consultant Alberto Antonini. You can find the first 3 episodes currently streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Whiskey is now a fragrance. New perfume house Kingdom Scotland unveiled new aromas infused with that familiar whiskey smell. Company founder Imogen Russin-Taylor said the new perfume called Metamorphic contains a nod to Islay Scotch malts, reflecting the metamorphic rock woven throughout the west coast of Scotland. A second whiskey-inspired fragrance, Portal, is said to evoke Caledonian woodlands with an oaky aspect. Although highly inspired by whiskey, Kingdom's marketing leaves no mention of it. When approached by a customer concerned if the perfume would make them drunk, Russ and Taylor realized the mainstream public wasn't quite ready to embrace the idea. A more advertised whiskey-focused fragrance collection is said to arrive later in the year. The U.S. government shutdown causes major delays in the alcohol industry. While the White House and Congress enter into the third week of a party stalemate, some people in the alcohol industry are beginning to feel the effects. The partial government shutdown, mostly affecting parks, airports, and federal offices, has also temporarily closed the Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau. Bart Watson, chief economist of the Brewers Association, says existing breweries and breweries in planning are affected by the shutdown. Watson said breweries waiting on labels will feel little impact, but warned consumers could see less brand innovation, meaning no new beers. Breweries in planning will see major effects the longer the shutdown continues. While Watson remarks include the government shutdown dragging on, small businesses are already feeling the shutdown's effects. Lord Dierks, CEO and co-founder of Interborough Spirits and Ales in Brooklyn, New York, told Business Insider the shutdown could prevent the sale of certain beer which company is dependent on. 20 days into the shutdown, the government is given little to no sign of a suitable compromise. The alcohol producers across the country will be forced to wait. My name is Russell Davis, and this has been Industry Network News. Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Bar Industry Net.